when you hear the word fast food, think, drive-in, lots of grease, hamburgers, milkshakes, all that good stuff. Well, actually healthy food can be fast. Healthy can be pretty fast and easy too. This morning, before I went to work, I chopped up some stuff and I put it in the refrigerator knowing that I would have some guests later and they are vegetarians. So I thought, I'll just make a nice little vegetarian casserole. So all the ingredients are ready and I'm back now and I'm going to just mix them all together. This is a recipe that is not in my Pop It in the Toaster Oven cookbook, but it should be because it's very much the same as a lot of these recipes are, where you just put all the ingredients together, pop it in the toaster oven, and then in a matter of probably 40 minutes or so at 350 or something like that, it's done and ready to put on the table and absolutely delicious because all of the juices and everything but concentrated. It's not just steamed, it's not zapped. It's really good healthy food with all the nutrients still in there. I've preheated my toaster oven to 350 and I'm kind of winging it here because I don't have a recipe to follow. And I've put together things. I went out to the garden and got some okra, I had some carrots, I had some cauliflower. I had a nice complement of vegetables. So what I'm going to do is just assemble all of these ingredients and add some flavoring in and put it in a casserole. So this is what I've assembled here, and keep in mind that you've got stuff in your refrigerator and you can just put it together and 9 times out of 10 it is going to be just amazingly good. So this is what I had. I had onion, I had peppers from my garden, I had okra. I sliced that up from my garden. I had a nice tomato. I had carrot, and in this case, because I wanted to cook fast, I peeled carrots and then I just kept on peeling so they're nice and thin and they're going to cook very fast. Then over here, I have some sliced cauliflower, and over here I have some mushrooms. So I'm going to put this all together in the bowl. Here we go. We got the carrots and onions, okra, tomato, cauliflower, peppers from my garden, and mushrooms. Now keep in mind I'm just winging it here, but I think this is always pretty much a good way to go. I have some balsamic salad dressing. I'm just going to drizzle some in there like that. I have some salt I'm going to put in, about 1/4 teaspoon, some freshly ground pepper I'm going to put in there. I love that flavor. And then I have some dry oregano from my garden. I actually dry this oregano and make a seasoning out of it. So, and then also some dried basil from my garden, which I also do. Now I'll mix it up. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at all the color. Now I just tasted it and it tastes pretty good and I got inspired. So I think I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, this all goes into the casserole. Oh gee, why not just sprinkle some more of this Parmesan on the top? Oh, I'm inspired. Oh, the top gets covered with aluminum foil. All right. All this beautiful vegetable casserole goes in. It's at 350, it's up to temperature, and I'm going to set my timer for 40 minutes, and then I'll come back and check it. Now I'm going to go into the studio, and I'm going to do some painting. Out of my studio, I'm working on a huge canvas. Well, it's a big canvas for me, and it's actually on fabric. It's on canvas, and it's not stretched. It's a really, really interesting way of painting, and I'm going to make a video about it. And it's going to be a really neat video because I'm learning a lot about just painting on the canvas that's unstretched and working much larger. There's always plenty of room to learn and experiment. Even if you're old, like I am, you know, there's plenty of opportunity to get into your creative abilities and to really use them in your life. And I think that that's something that keeps people young and keeps them active and vigorous and energetic. And speaking of experimenting, okay, so back to the vegetable casserole here. Because I hadn't done this kind of recipe before, I, as you remember, put in all of these great vegetables and put it in the toaster oven for 40 minutes at 350. When I checked it, I found out that after 40 minutes, the vegetables weren't quite cooked yet. So I put it in for another 20 minutes, and then that did it. They were cooked beautifully. When I took it out and checked it, I became very inspired and decided to add a little more Parmesan cheese to it because it smelled so good. So that's what happened between popping it in the toaster oven and now. So I have it out, everything is done, looks lovely, and I'm just going to give it a taste test to tell you how it turned out. And I'm thinking that what I would do to adjust this recipe is to just make it 400 degrees for 40 minutes, and I'm sure that that would cook that portion of vegetables. You know when they say eat your vegetables? No problem. So the spices are great. The oregano and basil are lovely. The balsamic just disappears into this and gives these vegetables a wonderful flavor. I mean, it doesn't even taste balsamic. It tastes almost sort of oriental. And of course, the Parmesan cheese is just simply delightful. And it just gives it this sort of wonderful tang and that kind of cheesy flavor without making it very fattening. Get into the kitchen and experiment. Chop up those vegetables, put them in a casserole dish, pop it in the toaster oven. Wow. Everybody will be really pleased. And if you say, eat your vegetables, I think everybody's going to say, yeah, all right.